Are you wondering if Midlothian, Texas is a great place to live? In this video, I'm going to share what you need to know about Midlothian, Texas. I'm Keela McGraw, a local realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. And if you're considering moving here, you may want to consider Midlothian, Texas. Midlothian really is growing in popularity. I've helped clients call Midlothian home, so I know firsthand what's great and what's not so great about Midlothian, Texas. So let's get started about what's great about living in Midlothian. Number one, the schools. In 2019, Midlothian ISD received an overall rating of 89, which is a B. And an 89 is actually pretty good. I'd probably say out of all of the North Texas schools, an 89 is really hard to achieve for a district. School ratings have been frozen or carried over year since 2019. So that rating of 89 has been consistent for the past 2 years. Of course, that might look different this next coming year. We'll just have to wait and see. Midlothian ISD has 12 schools in total, and 2 of those are high schools. So it is a smaller district with a student to teacher ratio of 16:1. The second thing to like about Midlothian is its location. It is centrally located between Dallas and Fort Worth. It's about 30 minutes to Dallas and about 20 to 25 minutes to downtown Fort Worth, and not to mention it's a straight shot to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, DFW. It takes about 25 minutes to get there. So with it being centrally located, if you have jobs or an employment that is elsewhere in the Metroplex, you can really get to it probably pretty easily with our infrastructure of highways and things like that. You have 2 pretty large highways that connect in Midlothian. One is Highway 67, which leads straight to Dallas. The other one is Highway 287, which leads to Fort Worth. The third great thing about living in Midlothian, Texas is the crime rate is low. According to crimegrade.org, Midlothian is in the 87th percentile of cities when it comes to safety. That means that only 13% of cities in the US are safer than Midlothian. That's pretty good. It also means that 87% of the cities out there are more dangerous than Midlothian. The fourth great thing about living in Midlothian is the plethora of new construction communities. Midlothian is booming when it comes to new construction. You have communities such as Hawkins Meadows, Hayes Crossing, The Grove, and Brandy Ridge. All of those communities have multiple new construction homes as far as builders, plenty of builders to choose from. And some of these communities offer half-acre to an acre lot, which is huge when it comes to finding that home that has a little bit more elbow room and separation from other homes in that community. The fifth great thing about living in Midlothian, Texas is it has a small town feel. Midlothian has a population of about 30,000 people. So to put that in context, Fort Worth has a population of about 938,000 people, and Mansfield, Texas has a population of 72,000. So when you look at the hometown feel or the size of Midlothian, it really is a smaller selection, and it does have that suburban feel to it. So we've completed the pros of living in Midlothian. Let's talk about the cons of living in Midlothian, Texas. So one of the cons that we have to talk about is there is no nightlife really in Midlothian, Texas. Since it is a smaller suburb of Dallas or Fort Worth, you're not gonna have a lot of great things going on really past 10 p.m. And of those things, it's probably going to be a restaurant that you're going to patron, and yeah, it's probably going to close around 10 or 11. So if you're looking for a nightlife, Midlothian probably isn't going to be able to give you that. The second con about living in Midlothian is the average price home is higher than most areas. The average price of a home in Midlothian is about $470,000. Now that is higher than its neighboring cities, your Arlingtons, your Mansfields, your Grand Prairies. The average price per home in Midlothian is higher than all of those. So when you're thinking about making that selection on where to live, Midlothian, you're gonna be paying a little bit more for a home than you would in Mansfield or Grand Prairie or Arlington or Venus. The third con about living in Midlothian is it lacks some retail. So if you're looking to shop, you're kind of limited. So you would have to travel to your Mansfield, your Grand Prairie, your Arlington or Dallas to get some of those stores that you may not have available in Midlothian. I'm not saying that it doesn't have any retail options, but because of its size right now, not a lot to choose from. They do have grocery stores and some retail stores there, like a Belk's and things like that. So if you do want to do some shopping, you'll probably have to go to Waxahachie, which is just south of Midlothian, or Mansfield for those options. And the fourth and final con that we're going to talk about today is the environmental concerns in Midlothian. So in Midlothian, there are cement plants present. And with that, you can imagine the pollutants that are going out into the environment to produce the cement that these plants are manufacturing. So that is a concern or a con when it comes to considering Midlothian, Texas. Definitely check with the Environmental Protection Agency to look at what those numbers are as far as pollutants in the air, and just be mindful that, you know, that is around. It's not something that you can see, but those pollutants are there from those plants. Have any questions about moving to Midlothian or any other area? Call, text, or email us and we'll be happy to get with you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.